Washington, President Donald Trump said he needed what added up to an about 10 times the increment in the U.S. atomic arms stockpile amid a social occasion this past summer of the country's most noteworthy positioning national security pioneers, as indicated by 3 authorities who were in the room. Trump's remarks, the authorities stated, came in light of an instructions slide he was demonstrated that diagrammed the consistent lessening of U.S. atomic weapons since the late 1960s. Trump showed he needed a greater store, not the base position on that descending inclining bend. As per the authorities introduced, Trump's counsels, among them the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, were astounded. Authorities quickly clarified the legitimate and handy hindrances to an atomic development and how the present military stance is more grounded than it was at the tallness of the development. In interviews, they revealed to NBC News that no such development is arranged. The July 20 meeting was portrayed as a long and here and there tense survey of overall U.S. powers and operations. It was not long after the getting broke together that authorities who stayed behind heard Tillerson say that Trump is a nitwit. Disclosures of Trump's remarks that day come as the U.S. is secured a high-stakes standoff with North Korea over its atomic desire and is ready to set off a crisp showdown with Iran by not affirming to Congress that Tehran is inconsistent with the 2015 atomic arrangement. Trump gathered a meeting Tuesday with his national security group in which they talked about a scope of alternatives to react to any type of North Korean animosity or, if important, to keep North Korea from undermining the U.S. Furthermore, its partners with atomic weapons, as indicated by the White House. The president's remarks amid the Pentagon meeting in July came in light of a diagram appeared on the historical backdrop of the U.S. Furthermore, Russia's atomic abilities that demonstrated America's store at its top in the late 1960s, the authorities said. A few authorities display said they didn't take Trump's want for more atomic weapons to be truly teaching the military to build the real numbers. In any case, his remarks brought up issues about his nature with the atomic stance and different issues, authorities said. 2 authorities exhibit said that at numerous focuses in the discourse, the president communicated a want not only for more atomic weapons, but rather for extra U.S. troops and military gear. Any expansion in America's atomic stockpile would not just break with many years of U.S. atomic tenet yet in addition damage worldwide demobilization arrangements marked by each president since Ronald Reagan. Restraint specialists cautioned that such a move could set off a worldwide weapons contest. If he somehow managed to expand the numbers, the Russians would coordinate him, and the Chinese would increase their atomic aspirations, Joe Cirincione, an atomic master and a MSNBC benefactor, stated, alluding to the president. There hasn't been a military mission that has required an atomic weapon in 71 years, Cirincione said. Subtle elements of the July 20 meeting, which have not been already detailed, shed extra light on pressures among the president, individuals from his cabinet and the formally dressed administration of the Pentagon coming from unfathomably unique world perspectives, encounters and learning bases. Additionally, the president's remarks uncover that Trump, who recommended before his introduction that the U.S. should significantly reinforce and extend its atomic capacity, voiced that want his president straightforwardly to the military authority in the core of the Pentagon this mid-year. A few authorities in the Pentagon meeting were shaken by the president's want for more atomic weapons and his comprehension of other national security issues from the Korean Peninsula to Iraq and Afghanistan, the authorities said. That meeting tailed one held a day sooner in the White House Situation Room concentrated on Afghanistan in which the president dazed some of his national security group. At that July 19 meeting, as per senior organization authorities, Trump requested that military pioneers fire the leader of U.S. powers in Afghanistan and contrasted their recommendation with that of a New York eatery expert whose misguided thinking cost a business important time and cash. 2 individuals comfortable with the exchange said the Situation Room meeting, in which the president's consultants foreseen he would approve another Afghanistan technique, was unproductive to the point that the guides chose to proceed with the talk at the Pentagon the following day in a littler setting where the president could maybe be more engaged. It wasn't quite recently the quantity of individuals. It was center, as indicated by one individual acquainted with the talk. The reasoning was, possibly we have to back off a little and clarify the entire world from a major picture point of view, this individual said. The Pentagon meeting was additionally gone to by Vice President Mike Pence, Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, General Joseph Dunford, the Director of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Paul Salva, the Bad Habit Executive, Defense Secretary James Mattis, Deputy Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan, Stephen Bannon, at that point Trump's main strategist, Jared Kushner, the president's child-in-law and senior guide, and Reince Priebus, at that point head of staff. Sean Spicer, at that point the White House representative, and Keith Schiller, who was chief of Oval Office operations at the time, additionally went with Trump to the Pentagon that day. Requested a reaction to the president's remarks, a White House official talking on the state of obscurity, said that the atomic arms stockpile was not an essential point of the preparation. Dana White, representative for the Pentagon, said the Secretary of Protection has many shut sessions with the president and his bureau individuals. Those discussions are advantaged. At the season of the meeting, White told columnists that the meeting secured the planet, and that the president's consultants circumvented the world, laying out what she depicted as the difficulties and open doors for the U.S. Two senior organization authorities said the president's counselors plot the reasons an extension of America's atomic munitions stockpile isn't practical. They indicated bargain commitments and spending restrictions and noted to him that the present aggregate traditional and non-conventional military arms stockpile leaves the U.S. in a more grounded barrier act than it was the point at which the atomic munitions stockpile alone was bigger. In any case, authorities said they are attempting to address the president's worries inside the nuclear posture review, which is relied upon to be concluded before the finish of 2017 or ahead of schedule 1 year from now. He's all in for modernization, one authority said. His worries are the U.S. quit putting resources into this. Authorities exhibit said that Trump's remarks on a fundamentally expanded arms stockpile came because of an instructions slide that sketched out America's atomic store in the course of recent years. The president referenced the most astounding number on the graph, around 32,000 in the late 1960s, and told his group he needed the U.S. to have that sum now, authorities said. The U.S. at present has around 4,000 atomic warheads in its military store, as per the Federation of American Scientists. The Pentagon is as of now experiencing the since a long time ago arranged stance survey. Modernizing the arms stockpile is a stage presidents constantly take that doesn't put the U.S. infringing upon bargain commitments, Cirincione said. You don't get in a bad position for modernizing, he said. You do get in a bad position on the off chance that you do one of two things, on the off chance that you increment the numbers. The vital weapons are arrangement restricted. 2. On the off chance that you assemble another sort of weapon that is denied by a bargain. It's vague which bit of the Pentagon instructions incited Tillerson to call the president a simpleton after the getting broke together and a few counselors were accumulated around. Authorities who went to the 2-hour session said it incorporated various tense trades. At a certain point, Trump reacted to an introduction on the U.S. military nearness in South Korea by inquiring as to why South Koreans aren't more thankful and inviting of American barrier help. The remark provoked mediation from a senior military authority in the space to clarify the general relationship and why such cause is at last advantageous to U.S. national security interests. Trump has been conflicting concerning his position on atomic weapons. At one of the most punctual Republican civil arguments, in December of 2015, at that point hopeful Trump appeared to stagger through an inquiry regarding the atomic group of three, the land, air, and ocean-based frameworks exhibits in a customary atomic munitions stockpile. Gotten some information about U.S. arrangement on limitation, Trump said on CNN, perhaps it must be a great opportunity to change, since such a large number of individuals, you have Pakistan has it, you have China has it. Whenever squeezed, he permitted, I don't need more atomic weapons. In any case, His recommendation that the world could see an expansion in atomic weapons following quite a while of post-Cold War decreases shook America's partners and drew feedback from remote strategy specialists and U.S. authorities at the time. The president left the Pentagon on July 20, telling journalists the meeting was completely awesome. Awesome.